Let's talk about then wrapping and freezing, preserving this venison so we have a high quality product later on during the winter.
Let's go over to the table. I've prepared some wrapping materials, or material. We recommend some type of wrapping material that is oxygen and moisture impermeable. This is white paper on one side, and if you'll notice, it's shiny.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because we have a saran coating on the inside, so it's really a two-stage wrapping material. So if we're going to take, for example, our shoulder roast, we could wrap it in such a way so that we have it as tight as possible, and I'm using what I enjoy best, and that's a freezer or a butcher style wrap, which isn't real fancy, but it gets the job done, using a little masking tape as freezer tape to hold it together. Now, one of the things I would do is identify this with a pen.
Okay, what cut of meat it is and the date. Cut of meat and the date. Okay, so it's easy to tell what you've got.
That way when you go into the freezer, you know exactly what you've got. Let's take a couple of these. In your family, how many top round steaks?
We need three
of them. Boy, I'm glad we cut 3. Okay, and we'll do the same thing. Now this time I'm going to change just a little bit, and we're going to use a horizontal wrap as you see here. And what I'm going to do, and I'm not as skillful at this, but use a folding style, if you will, where then I can wrap and fold under. And in doing so, then I can have a fairly lock-proof sealed package that moisture will not come out of. One of the things now, we've got two packages here, and let's continue wrapping, but before we do, one of the things that is really important is freezing. And most people that are wrapping venison at home get to this point, and if they're unfortunate, they put it all in the freezer, okay, and put it all together.
And stack
one
it.
Piece
yes,
on top
I make that mistake myself. Yeah, and just pile it up.
Couple rules of thumb here. Number one, if you can find somebody to quick freeze it for you, that is to your advantage. And get it to minus 10 degrees as quickly as possible. That will have a higher quality venison. The second thing, and many times what people cannot do, is find that person to quick freeze. So what you will do is freeze it at home. Now remember, good rule of thumb is at home, a consumer freezer is meant to keep frozen meat frozen, not to freeze meat. Okay. If you're going to disobey the rule and freeze meat, be sure to spread it out. And usually I figure about 1 pound per cubic foot in terms of quick freezing. So if you've got an upright or a chest type freezer, you want to spread it out in that freezer. And if you've got 17 or 20 pounds, you need to have 20 cubic feet in there. Sometimes you can do a little more or whatever. But bear in mind, as we cut this product, we began with a carcass, and we've got now boneless cuts. So 17 to 25 pounds, it may be typical.
Okay, so we want to use a paper that's not permeable to air, so it doesn't freezer burn. Wrap it, label it, date it, and then when we put it in the freezer, if we use our home freezer, spread it out so that it freezes as quickly as possible and not overload the freezer so that it takes a long time.
That's our recommendation.
Okay. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you follow the procedures that we've talked about, making sure that you get the venison cool, clean, and dry as quickly as possible, that you cut the proportions into the right sizes and shapes, cut the muscles into the right proportions so that you have the tenderest cuts of meat that's possible from the type of muscle that you cut it from, you'll find that you'll have an excellent, excellent venison product to put on your table, that you'll enjoy eating venison, and it will be something that your family chooses before they take the beef or the pork or the chicken, because it will be a very enjoyable meal for them. Remember, you've gone to a lot of time and trouble to produce this venison, and so you want to treat it like the high-quality meat that it is from start to finish so that you produce an excellent product for the table and an enjoyable meal. Also remember that you've taken the life of a wild animal to get this venison, and so it's important that it is a good product that you will enjoy and not waste, because if you do waste it, then it is a waste of a valuable natural resource.